Alright guys, maybe you can help me here. The main reason for this project I'm on, doing this scooter of mine, was to get the tachometer and the speedometer off the handlebars. So I decided to get the wide glide tank and have the whole setup switched over to the console on the wide glide tank. So here is the parts catalog. My bike is the FXDX, the Super Glide Sport. And right here is the setup I had on my bike. Now if you see here, here's the cable. One goes to the speedometer, one goes to the tachometer. This goes to the main harness. Okay, you can buy this. Alright? Now, here's the lowrider. Alright? Here's the dash for the lowrider. Here's the harness and the cabling. This goes to the main harness. Here's the plug for the speedometer. Here's the plug for the tachometer. Alright? Now, we go over to the wide glide parts page. They show here the instrument lights for the console, alright? But it shows no wires that go to the speedometer. Up here, see the speedometer? Up here. It only shows this. Now, I purchased this from Harley. Here it is. Okay. Here's the plug. I purchased this from Harley. Now I asked them, well, where's the rest of the wiring that will plug into the speedometer? They have no idea. It's not in the book. They have no idea where it's at. Now, here's my cabling that I took off of my bike. Here's the plug for the speedometer and a trip meter reset button and a tachometer. Here's the console lights, which was actually on the speedometer tachometer bracket. What I'm going to have to do here is I'm just going to cut these wires off this part here and just put pins on here on each wire and put it in the plug, which I already bought the pins and the plug, everything I need. The only thing here is all these wires are black. They have written on here the color code. The color codes are written on the black wire, but it would have been a lot easier if all the wires were actually the actual color coded wires. So this is what I can do. Alright? And this goes into the main harness. So when I fish this through and underneath the tank, all this will fit. Alright? Because when I get done making the plug for this will eventually be able to plug into here. Alright? Now, the help I need is, does anyone out there know if there is a wire harness for this section here? I mean, where is this wiring at? If it's not showing in here, then where is it at? if you see back there on the, again I'll show you, on the lowrider, AVIXCL low, they have the cables that goes to the main harness for the speedometer and the tach. The Y glide, it's like there's nothing there. So without taking apart, which I don't have the access to, taking apart and taking the tank off of a Y glide to check and see where this is all, the cabling coming from, I have no idea. But I would love to have this cable. I could just buy it. I don't have to do all this, cutting the wires and having the wrong setup. I'd like to have a factory setup. So maybe you guys can check it out, or if you know somebody that did this conversion, maybe you can give me some hints. Whether they found a cable that came from the factory that fits and hooks into the main harness, or all the wiring is in the harness, but and the connectors, there's no connector actually. There's not a separate. There's not a separate cable that goes from here to here. It all comes straight out of the harness without no disconnect. If that's the case, well, then I'll have to do what I plan on doing. It's putting the plug on the old, on my wiring from the Super Glide wiring. So if you guys can help me, I really appreciate it. And having this video and showing you guys what I need is a lot easier than trying to write this up. So you have an idea now what I'm looking for. So if you can help, I really appreciate it. And I also have another problem with the axle on my front end. I will take some videos of that, and maybe you guys can help me out on that too. So, okay, back later.